Today's webinar we're going to be talking about fueling participation, which is about boosting engagement in non-congregate summer meals programs through marketing and promotion. We know that during the pandemic, the USDA allowed sponsors the flexibility to operate their programs in the ways that work best for them and their communities. So through these models like grab and go, curbside pickup, mobile meal distribution, we saw the immense impact it had on increasing a family's access to meals. And it's not surprising that these programs had high participation numbers. When the pandemic ended, so too did those flexibilities that the USDA had allowed for sponsors. But good news came shortly before last summer when the USDA issued a rule that allowed sponsors to provide non-congregate summer meals in rural areas. However, unlike during the pandemic, when all programs operated these non-congregate programs and everyone knew about them, once the pandemic was over, many people thought non-congregate options were no longer available. So sponsors have had to get creative and innovate to promote and market their summer meals programs. On today's webinar, you're going to hear some insights from 3 speakers who found some effective tactics to increase awareness and promote their non-congregate programs, connecting even more kids to the meals they need and deserve. Before we jump to our first speaker, I want to do some housekeeping. So if we can advance that, the slide deck will be shared via email after the webinar, along with a recording. So look for that. To engage with other attendees, please use the chat box that's at the bottom of the screen. If you have questions, we have a Q&A box, and I'll be monitoring the Q&A and collecting all of those so that we can ask those questions at the end to all of our speakers. Closed captioning is also available, and you can also find that at the bottom of the screen. So our agenda for today, we did our introductions. The speakers will introduce themselves before they talk about their insights into their programs. And then at the end, as I said, I'm going to have all those questions that you dropped into the Q&A box, and we'll ask the speakers at the end. So I'm going to turn it over to our first speaker, Peggy.
Good afternoon. Well, I'm excited that I get an opportunity to present because summer feeding, as most of you are like me, it's our passion. We love because we don't want the kids to go hungry. So a little bit about our district, as you can see on the next slide, is that we have 7 schools. Now, last year when it first came out, we wasn't even classified as rural. And I said, are you kidding me? I mean, our county is like the state of Tennessee. It's just stretched out there. You tell me we're not rural, but we fought that battle and we won. So we're excited that we can do non-congregate feeding again this year, because that gives you the opportunity to reach so many more kids. Last year, we served a total of 229,000 meals. And that's a lot for our small county because we only have a little over 2,800 students. Many of our schools are pre-K through 12. So that we really get to know our kids and we know that they depend on us. And this gives us opportunity that we can reach them with non-congregate feeding. We do a combination of meal service. We do family style. We like to do the 7 days, but we give them 7 in a bulk meal form. And then we like to give them 1 when they come, that we give them a warm meal that they can eat in the car. And now in our state, kids are not required to be in the car, but we encourage them. And one way we do that is if they're in the car with them, we give them a special treat so they come through. We do grab and goes, we do a combination, but the day school is out, we are ready to go the next day. We start and we go all the way to school starts. We do have a bus. It's called Guess the Bus. And so we use that a lot to do our 52 sites that we have. Next slide, please. So the whole thing is communication. You've got to get it out there what you're going to do. Now, this is some of the things we do. Of course, we do the summer feeding flyers that we all do. We send out. We have community meet that we're going to talk about a little bit later. We're on the newspaper. I hate to hear my voice, but I do a live broadcast. We do Sunday talk shows. We do Alert Now. We send that out. every day we send alert now to whatever area we're going to be. And we've worked really good with our school system that allows us to do this. We have yard signs for seniors that graduate. We give them a sign that says congratulations, and it has their picture and it has the school, but it also has our summer feeding site on it. So we know those are going to get posted. But along with that, they can see where they can come pick up meal because they still are eligible to get the meal through that summer. Now, as you can see here on this slide, this is our Frisbee. We have a glow beach party, and this is looked forward to every year. So yes, it glows in the dark, and we dim those lights, and we have black lights, and the kids walk through like, whoo, whoo, oh, look at me, they got on white, they're glowing. But on our Frisbee has our main summer sites on it. So that's really cool because they serve the meal on that. We wrap, it may be a corn dog, hot dog, whatever the meal is today, barbecue sandwich, everything that is their tray for the day. So the kids use that as the tray going through, and even the high schoolers loves this. I had a principal and I got a message. She said, I need to talk with you. And I thought, oh no, this is after the Frisbee. And I thought, I'm in trouble. She said, I want you to know how much we enjoyed that. She said, after they ate, they went outside and we all just threw Frisbee together. But that is just a good way to advertise on through the summer your program. We do the social media, Facebook, live. I can always tell anytime I do a live on the bus, I'm going to have more people attend that because we all forget in the summertime. They're like, oh, no, no. And the kids, maybe they hear something, they hear me, and I'm silly on that. I always go, here, put your hand me on, Gus the bus on the move. And they're like, oh, wait. And so they know to hurry, get dressed, and come and be wherever we are. But we do the cue card or code down there. And I'm not a technology person, but this is really cool because we can change it up. And if something happens and we have to change location, we run out of food one place, they can keep up. And we've been surprised how many people has used that. And we put our surveys on that so they can keep up. But this is just a fun way to kick it off even before summer starts. Next, please. So this is what I always do, and it's called, I always say, come and join us. So I reach out to all of our churches, one's planning VBS, and one's doing, if they have a summer program, the libraries, we reach out to all of our park center. I reach out to any official that I can find and invite them. I mean, every year we invite because, you know, we know our program, but a lot of people don't understand what all we do. So it gives them an opportunity that we can tell them, hey, we do have to follow the federal guidelines. And they're like, oh, wow, they didn't realize that we have five subgroup of vegetables. So it gives us the time to tell our program a little about them, but it also gives us the time to educate them and let them see how can they be a part, because maybe a lot of times they have something going on in that region, in that county that I may not be aware of. And so we start this in February. It's usually January, February, weather permits, when we have a meet. We invite them a month in advance, and we always show them for their lunch. It's actually samples of meals that we serve in the summer. Like, oh, wow, this is cool. We didn't know all the opportunities. We let them see our grab and go. We let them see our work meals. We let them see our family style, just so they can get an opportunity and also to eat it. So that's what we do for lunch, and it's been a great success. And they tend to really be surprised. And the other thing is it puts that connection between us and the community, because a lot of times I may not be aware of special events going on, but somebody in this meeting can use it like, hey, how about this? And we have forms, and anybody interested, send me an email and I can send you the forms that we use so that we put in the notebook so we can keep up. And that way we're doing our TMAC, our sites, we're ready to go. Next, please. So the other thing we do is we always have a big kickoff to summer, and this is fun. Now, if you look in the middle, you can see so many sponsors. This is, I don't micromanage this. This is fun for everybody. So I get the ball rolling, and it's at our big city park. I don't designate. I get there first. I make sure I'm there early, and I've set up where I want to be so they come in. But I get our produce person. They come and they volunteer, for example, and they will bring a bunch of produce, and families that come can go and they actually get a bag and they can pick their produce. We have bounce houses. We have we have a smoothie box. We have Head Start that's there. Just a whole community is involved. We had No Kid Hunger come and they had a nice little booth for kids to do. So any way that we can get our community involved and let them see, we do a live broadcast there. So every company that's there or every vendor gets the time on the air that they can promote what they have going on in the summer. And this has been a great kickoff. We had over 1,200 people attend last year. Now the kids eats free, and I have a realtor, or I have banks that gives us money so that even the adults can eat. And we do our smoker. We have a portable smoker, so we make this a big event where they can bring their smoker and they can enjoy that too. So it's a good way of getting the community involved, and it's a fun way. But I did learn the hard way. They don't want to leave. So we did it from 10 to 12, and it's like everybody wanted it to go. Well, we've been there real early, so we're tired. So what we did last year, and it worked out really good, we had the fire department set up on top of the hill, and they sprayed everybody off. So it was like a big fountain going on. And we advertised at 12 o'clock. Everybody go to a different location, top of the hill, and they got to have like a big splash pad. And that was great because then all the vendors could load up and get their stuff out there where all the family was up and having the fun. Next, please. And this is a site of what we do. Now, we have multiple meals pick up and we advertise for that, but we also have a bus that goes to. So it's hard sometimes. I'm even confused. I'm like, okay, we want our community, we want our families to know where we are. And so we've got to advertise, whether it's signs, we do magnets, all the things you can do. But this is just an example of our schedule, what we do. And I'm consistent. Every year, I try to keep it about the same because they do remember during COVID, it gave us an opportunity for parents to actually see sometimes some of the meals that we have during the convenant meal. And it gives them a chance that, we've learned where they live. We use our bus that we can feed so many more. Next, please. So one of the things we do is in the summer, I'm a big kid at heart. And we had theme weeks. And we did this during COVID. We found out kids love this. It gave us something to look forward to. Some kids don't have that perfect home life. And in the summer, they dread it. So we do every week, just some of the sample. We even had Christmas in July. We had Santa Claus that was out, and he handed out treats for them. And that was fun when they came to the line. So we encourage, and we see kids, they're waiting on the bus, or they come to our site and they're all dressed up. So sometimes, we got to be a little silly with them because the whole thing about it is with school nutrition is we have that passion. We want them to eat, but we also want them to know we care and we're there for them. So it's just a few things we do, and we market it. We have No Kid Hunger help us sponsor cooler bags so we can put the milk in it and so forth as we hand to. They bring it back each week. We advertise with T-shirts. We give away T-shirts every so often if they come. We have cowbells that has a logo. Everything we do has a logo, but it also has a phone number. So if they need to reach us, they can. It's so important for them to know that we're just a phone call away. Next, and I think that might be it. Okay, yeah, it is. So all I can say is that I love summer feeding because it gives us a time to let down a little bit and just enjoy, come on that level and enjoy.
Peggy, that was wonderful. Oh my gosh, that kickoff event. I want to be a part of that myself. Just a reminder to folks, please ask your questions in the Q&A box. We're taking those and our speakers will answer those at the end. So now we're going to turn it over to Justine.
Hello, everyone. My name is Justine Roberts. I am CEO and Director for the Performing Arts and Science Academy of Marion, South Carolina. And I am a sponsor for Department of Education. I've been a sponsor for them for 8 years and also sponsor for CACFP as well. We provide healthy nutritional meals throughout Marion, South Carolina, and all throughout the county. However, my facility is an enrichment and academic program. We have a summer and after-school program. We do mathematics, science, engineering, technology, dance, drama, and music as well. I was a site before I became a sponsor. And like I saw a lot of the meals the kids were throwing away. And I said, you know what? I'm going to become a sponsor because I wanted to be able to provide healthy, nutritional meals that the kids were going to eat. So once I became that sponsor, I was able to do that. And I seen the children not throwing the food away. Partnering with a lot of the local businesses here in Marion County, as far as getting good food on my menus. So that worked out great. I was excited about that, and we were able to target more children. So now everybody's looking forward to us feeding. Anytime there's an event going on, people are always calling me, Justine, could you feed my children? Could you feed the program? So I'm excited about that. And I just love to see some of the smiles on the children's faces that we see when we do go out to feed these children. So I will continue to be a sponsor, and I love what I do. My staff, we all love what we do. And I think it's great to be able to feed these children and decrease food insecurity. Next. These are some of the ways that we communicate with families and programs and organizations and events in our community. We do flyers. We have a social media that also we put a lot of information on our social media. We also do a lot of events here in Marion County. Like I said, people are always calling, so I'm always partnering with them. I tell them, as long as you have children, we can feed you. So they're always calling me up. We feed basketball tournaments. We do cheerleading events. We feed dance competitions. A lot of great things that they have going on, back to school giveaways, all type of summer fest events, as long as they have children and we can get it approved through SFSP, we're able to feed. Also, we do radio announcements. We also do a write-up in the paper. We have on our press release and flyers, we actually put a lot of the locations that we're serving these meals for grab and go, so they'll know what time to be there. We put out yard signs in all of our sites. We had 52 sites last year. This year, we're looking at having about 75 sites this summer. So we'll put yard signs out at our sites. They're able, if you see the space in the middle, they're able to write the time that the meals are going to be served, because sometimes we do have to change the time. So they're able to write the times in so they'll know when to come out to receive those meals. Like I said, we also do a lot of partnering and with organizations like with the school district to help get the information out as well. So if you can see some of the information, the sites on there, some of the sites on here, that's just some. Like I said, we change up when we get new sites on, and we put that information out just to make sure that they do have that information to be able to go to those sites to get meals for our youth. Next slide. We actually, like I said, we participate in a lot of the community events. We do a big kickoff as well. Our kickoff, we try to bring somebody that's really popular. Last year, we had one of the pro football players come to our kickoff, so we had a lot of kids out there. I actually meant to post those pictures. That was awesome. They got to play a little bit of football. He gave out footballs for the kids. And that was great. We're able to get a lot of information out. We had Channel 13 news there as well. So that was an awesome kickoff last year, and we're looking forward to doing our kickoff this year. This year, we're going to have our, we have a majorette dance team, and our majorette dance team went out last week and the week before, and we actually won. So we're going to put our team out there to actually perform at our kickoff this year. A lot of children are interested in the majorette dancing, so I know we'll have a lot of people out that day and able to target some other areas that we didn't target. So as being said, we also try to target areas that we couldn't get to, like in our low country area, like in Centenary, Rains, Britton's Neck, Now that we're able to do the grab and go, we're able to target those areas now. Before, we would have to do areas where we can set up and we have to do activities with the kids. But now that it's grab and go, we're excited about that. We know that we're able to target more children when parents can come and do the parent pickup, or if the child is not with them, or they can just come and grab the meals and go. They don't have to stay there at the site. So I'm very excited about that. And I noticed when we did during the pandemic, we were able to target more children. We were able, when they had sent the waiver, that we were able to do non-congregate meals. So that was great that they did open that up for us sponsors. Now that we can do non-congregate, we're all excited about that, because I have talked to several sponsors and everybody was like, oh yeah, we were able to target more children. So that's great, because a lot of the facilities don't have the funding to be able to hold a whole activities there at their site to keep the kids there for an hour or so they can eat. So this works out a lot better, where they can just come and grab their meals and go. And we can also do the multiple meals. I do a lot of multiple meals, like on Mondays and Tuesdays, we'll give out meals. Like on Mondays, we'll give out meals for Monday and Tuesdays. Wednesday and Thursdays, we'll give out meals for the Wednesday and Thursday. And then for Friday and Saturday, we'll give out on Friday. So I love that kids are able to get 2 meals and they don't have to come out every day. It's more convenient for the parents because they don't have to bring their children every day, or whoever the guardian is don't have to come every day. They can get the multiple meals. So excited about that. Next slide. And my partners, I think partnershiping is the key. I try to partnership with a whole lot of great organizations around here that I know that's going to help me get the word out, and also get the word out to the families and to the children so that we can feed. City of Marion, I got with them. They actually let me utilize their recreation departments to be able to feed the children. Marion County Library, we have 3 libraries here in our county. So I also set up sites at our libraries. Marion County School District, I feed all their athletic teams, like the basketball, the football team, track, their bands in the summertime when they're at camp. So I get to feed all those teams, all the sports teams. I also partner with a lot of the churches, letting them know that I could feed for their vacation Bible school. So once I did that, I started getting a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails. Can you feed my church? We're actually doing a vacation Bible school. I'm going to have this amount of kids. So that's how I got connected with the churches. Housing Authority. I have a wonderful partnership with Housing Authority here. We have 7 complexes here in Marion, and there's 6 in Mullins. So we get to do a mobile, and they go through and they feed the kids on our buses, and the kids love it. They come running up to the buses to get their food. It is just overwhelming to see that. I love it, seeing the smiles on their faces. They open up the bags like, wow, we got this. So we've been doing housing for since the pandemic, and SFSP had allowed us to continue. So I'm excited about that, being able to partner with Housing Authority. And the director of Housing Authority actually came out to see me and thanked me for it, and wanted to know if I was feeding again this year. And I told him, oh yes, we're definitely feeding this year. So, and I also partner with a lot of other nonprofit organizations that's doing the same programs and have the same similarity programs that I have, like with their summer programs and after school programs. I let them know that, hey, I can feed your children for the program. And they'd be very excited about that, because they'd be able to save money and utilize their funds somewhere else. When we're able to help them provide these meals, that cost that they pay for food can go towards something else to benefit their program and make their program better. So I enjoy doing that. When they tell me, Justine, can you feed my program? And I'm like, yes, I can feed them, and just have them fill out the required documents. And once they approve, then we can feed them. So we've helped a lot of organizations, a lot of the nonprofit organizations, because as well, sometimes we don't always get grant money. We have to do fundraisers. We have to get sponsors to sponsor us, and those funds have to be utilized for overhead and supplies and materials for the youth. And food costs is very expensive now. So to be able to feed these children and helping these programs, these nonprofit programs save money, I am very thankful and happy that I can help them.
Thank you, Justine. That was wonderful information. And again, I'm going to remind people, please submit your questions in the Q&A box. We got one in there, so we'll answer that at the end. But please keep dropping them in as they come up and as our speakers are talking about their insights. So next we have Leonis.
Hi, my name is Leonis Perez, and I was a No Kid Hungry youth ambassador past summer. I worked in the community outreach for Burke County Public Schools. And for those of you who are not familiar with Burke County Public Schools, we are in a rural area in Georgia, around East Georgia. And so we don't really have a lot of, we do non-congregate meals, and we don't really have a lot of events that, like at the beginning of the summer, where we get to kick off because of the issue that we are very rural. So our buses usually have to take 30-minute drives to places where, you can hardly get by in order to drop off meals for the kids over the summer. But it is such a blessing, and I had so much fun. My approach to my slides is going to be a little bit more on the digital side of it, because that is the best way we were able to market this summer. So if you could please put the next slide. So at the beginning of everything, I set up a list of things that I knew I was going to need in order for my goal to be met successfully, and for, No Kid Hungry and Burke County Public Schools to be able to work, accordingly with each other. So I understood my mission was, as a No Kid Hungry Youth Ambassador, to raise awareness about child hunger by creating engaging social media content and documenting impactful stories over the summer. And through these efforts, I was hoping that, to inspire the community to get involved and support the children. And so I want to clarify that child hunger, when I said for ending child hunger, we do not want to put a negative connotation to that word. And so I was focusing more on the positive impact of what, beating child hunger was, rather than seeing a lot of those, sad, like, commercials that we see on TV where you see, doggies and stuff like that. We don't want to do that. So I was hoping to get more of impactful stories where we would take pictures of children happy, smiling with their boxes, and just kind of allowing for, sponsors and people to see the positive impact that the company and the schools are trying to make in this area. And so I set out a list of goals. My very first real goal was obviously to make awareness, because I feel like a lot of people are not aware of programs like this. I was one of them previously to, getting reached out and said, hey, we would like for you to help us do this. So I was not aware, and I wanted to raise awareness so that people can understand, what the issue that it is that's going around. And I thought social media is perfect. That's, the thing that's most popular nowadays. And then I wanted to document the impact. So I got a lot of amazing stories. I cannot even explain how great everybody was. And I try to do that in the most discreet way possible. And so in the other slides, we will be able to see in more detail. And inspire action, I wanted people to get encouraged by the work that we were doing, to be able to say, oh my gosh, this is such a great, this is such a great cause. I want to be able to help. And so whether it's volunteering or donating or whatever it was, I wanted people to have that initiative of feeling, I want to be a part of this. This is something big. And then, of course, support No Kid Hungry. a lot of the work that I have and that I did, I make sure to put logo, the No Kid Hungry logo. And so I did kind of like whenever you see, whenever a brand is collaborating with a famous person or another brand, they kind of do the time sign. So I did most of my social media posts, I did No Kid Hungry Timesburg County. And so just to show that there's that collaboration that we have between them. So like I said, my slides are going to be focused on the mission, the goals, the content, and the audience. And I try to determine a consistent upload schedule, understand my target demographic. It's very important to understand what is your audience, what is the best way that you can reach them. Keep track of my social media analytics. So, who is the people that is liking my story, my post, my shares, and what audience am I reaching at the best, and who needs to be reached to. Encouraging interaction with your posts and engage directly with your audience online. Next slide, please. And so right here we can see a lot of that organizing that I spoke about. You really want to start off when it comes to social media engagement. It's kind of a hit or miss sometimes, because if you don't know your audience and you don't know who you are talking to, you might not be able to do as much outreach as you would hope to. And so with content development, it's something that I'm going to heavily emphasize in these slides, because you want to be able to organize your goals and your tasks in a calendar to ensure consistent content creation and posting. What I mean by that is you don't want to start off a week and say, okay, well, today I'm going to post how many things is going to be in the box. And then people start looking forward to that, and you become inconsistent with that next week, and you lose the people that you tracked on before. So you want to be able to not only keep constant traffic coming through your website, social media outreach, but you want also people to be interested in it, sharing it, being able to call more people into it. And so you really want to emphasize on being able to have a standard and a set calendar, while you have the program, while you're doing the program. So the way I set up my calendar was that, I would usually try to post about 1 to 2 to 3 times a week, really depended on how busy the week was and how fast I could get everything set up. I would ride the buses on Tuesdays and Thursdays to be able to get stories from people and allow, time for the people to be able to connect with me on social media and for us to be able to be connected. So you also want to make sure that the post and the content that you're posting it has good quality. So you don't want to just take a picture of something and post it on social media and say, put up a quick little caption and then not really have a lot of engagement. Because personally, when you want to donate into an organization, look into something, you want to see that professionalism in it. So you want to make sure that all of your content has good quality, that you have clear, concise, and visually appealing engagement content. Really would emphasize on that, as well as building community regularly and well-crafted updates. So you want to be able to update your community. Like, for example, on every Wednesday, I would post some type of update. And then every Friday, I would also put an update for next week. And so the way I set up my weekly stuff was that every Monday, I would make sure I would have my theme. So the theme for the first week was the preparation process. And then I would also post a sneak peek of what's in the box on that Monday. And then the theme for the next week was behind the scenes with production. So I would focus on being behind the scenes with production. So I would go to where the production was and look around, ask questions, ask them to fill out the questionnaire, just kind of like get the information that I need for that week itself. And then the week after that will be the distribution process and then food safety awareness. And it just kept on for the rest of the time that I was working. It was 10 weeks and I had a theme for each week. And I try to focus on what the theme was that week in order to have enough information to be able to put it not only into the weekly reports, but also be able to share with people and have that engagement that we needed. Next slide, please. And so right here, I broke it down a little bit more so you guys can be able to understand what I'm trying to emphasize. So this Friday, that's the Friday that it was my first day of work. I wanted to be able to post an introduction of who I was, what was I going to be doing this summer. And so this is how I broke down every post that I made for the week. So this would be my weekly, I guess, schedule where I would content schedule. So on Friday, you know, Facebook and Instagram, that was my main outreach. And I posted this is me and what I'm doing, and then I would post hashtags. I heavily emphasize hashtags because that is how you're going to get to outreach to the right people. So I would hashtag the No Kid Hungry, share summer feeding programs. And as the month went by, I will add more hashtags that I would look up. I would see where are we sharing this. And I just kept on adding the hashtags to it. And then on Mondays, usually every Monday, I would post a social media sneak peek. However, this is the Monday pre-summer meals. So I was just doing a lot of preparations. So that Monday, there was no post. I was just going to be planning. I created Google Form questionnaires. Like I said, I would make a Google Form questionnaire for each week that the theme, whatever the theme was, I will make a questionnaire and then I would distribute it to the audience that needed to fill out the questionnaire. So for example, this is the preparation process. So I would focus on ensuring that employees complete the form to streamline weekly content creation. And then at the end of the week, like you see on on Wednesday, I would receive that information and put it into a weekly report. On Tuesday, I made sure that I made another post and it was an informative content. So I made sure, hey, you know, our summer feeding program starts next week. Stay updated. Scan the QR code to track our bus routes and see more information. And then at the bottom again, I would do all the hashtags needed. And then Wednesday, as I spoke about, I finalized all the questionnaire responses, transformed them into an informative story in a weekly report. And then additionally, I would begin brainstorming ideas for media content. And then on Thursday, I would post, no post. This is, like I said, the week before then, but I would post content creation, and then the sneak peek, I would make my sneak peek that I would have scheduled to post on Monday. Next slide, please. And then this is just the broken down reason. So you really want to introduce yourself effectively to establish a personal connection with your audience. You want people to be able to feel comfortable with what you're posting, because I didn't have the opportunity to do a lot of face-to-face engaging other than whenever I was getting stories from people. So my biggest way of being able to share and market it was through online and social media. So I wanted people to be able to understand, you know, who I was, what my goal was, and hey, I'm here to help. It also enhances community engagement, because let's say you're posting on this Burke County school website and this many people know you, they're automatically going to share and like and comment, and it just creates a better engagement opportunity. I also want to emphasize that you have to try to have various channels. And so inform the community of everything that you have available. I mean, if you have LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram and whatever it is that you have available for you to share this cause, use it and make sure people know that it's available. So I would, I would show them that this is what we have and stay updated through this website and media. And then I established a stable concept for content. So what that does is that catches like the audience attention, kind of like Crumble Cookie. Crumble Cookie, every Sunday they post, hey, this is the cookies for the week. And then you're like, ooh, that sounds good. I'm going to go and get it. And so that's kind of what I try to do. Every Monday I would post a sneak peek of what's going to be in the box this week. And so I wouldn't post everything because you don't want people to just not get it or just go because they have, I don't know, cinnamon rolls. But you want to post it because it really catches attention and it's like ooh, I wonder what they have this week. So they go on your website, and that already catches like traffic through your website. You catch the audience, and you have something that's constant, something that's already helping you. And so I will post not only a sneak peek of what it is, but I will post a did you know, a little quick fact, and I would also post a scan me. So it will be, you know, kind of like, oh, this is recipes and stuff that you can do with it, because there will be times where we would give out boxes to 5 or 6 kids, and then there'll be like big packs of blueberries in there, and they would just kind of go to waste sometimes. So you really want to be able to share recipes and ways that, you know, families can utilize the food that's given to them. And then I've also posted a need-free summer meals, because there's a lot of non-Burke County families that would try to come up to us, and while we wouldn't turn them down, you know, it started to become an issue because of the funds. So I try to make sure that other people know around the county that, hey, while we might not be able to share everything with you guys, here are some resources that are available to you guys. And so this really just drives mission visibility, because it demonstrates the commitment that we have to achieving the goal overall. It's not just to make Burke County look good or No Kid Hungry look good. It's a goal, it's a mission, it's a process that we take, and we're willing to help others to achieve it. And so at the bottom of it, you can't really see it because it's kind of cut up, but I posted 2 QR codes, and one of them, I think it was to the USDA, and then the other one was to the No Kid Hungry, find the meal near you. And then I also posted on the top the link so that people could just kind of click on it and take care of it. Next slide, please. And then this is just a sample. This is just about the audience, you know. This is a sample of all the questionnaires that I've made. So at the first one, I had the summer feeding program questionnaire. I would give those to the people that would receive the boxes. And so the reason why I did it this way, it's because not everybody will feel comfortable telling you their story. And you really want to be able to get great stories from people. And so not everyone will feel comfortable with that. And you also don't want to just get every sad story or every, you know, good story. You want to be able to get it all. You want to see both sides. You want to see everything. And at least I wanted everything how it was going on. And so for every week, like I said, I will make a different questionnaire between food safety and handling, where I would give that to the workers and to ask them about how the food was handled, how the food safety went, what, you know, how much, what they would have to do with the meal, what temperature did it have to be stored, the distribution process. I interviewed the bus drivers, preparation process. I interviewed the people that were in the kitchen preparing the food, the beneficiary questionnaire. That's just a questionnaire that I would give people that received the boxes. And it was a positive feedback questionnaire where it would be them telling us how the boxes have positively impacted the meals. And then behind the scenes, just kind of seeing what goes on. And then summer feeding program, that was the overall questionnaire. And so I would ask, every time I would go on the buses, I would ask the people that would receive the boxes, hey, would you mind filling out this questionnaire? And I would have my iPad on there. And if not, they didn't want to do it right there and then, if it would take too long, then I would email it to them. And I got many responses back. So this is convenient feedback because you utilize the Google Forms to collect stories and feedback. I would also speak to them personally and get stories personally and write it down myself at times and just fill out that Google form. It just helps greatly. And, you know, you really understand your audience. You understand who you are talking to, what is your goal, and it just helps bring everything together. Next slide, please. And then recruiting and partnerships. I think that this is one of the things that is really, I want to say it's not hard, but it's definitely a challenge for whenever you're in a rural area, because a lot of these people that you're giving out these foods to are already not in a good economic position to be able to just, you know, sit there and volunteer in places. That takes time out of their time to work and be able to provide for their family. And so you really want to utilize online job boards, social media platforms, and local community centers to attract skilled workers and dedicated volunteers. what I mean by that is that go to the places where you see a lot of nonprofit organizations, where you see a lot of people willing to, give time out of their time in order to help. Youth engagement, I would say collaborate with schools, universities, and youth organizations to mobilize young volunteers and raise awareness. Like I said, I spoke about this, but I think that going to colleges is one of the best things that organizations like this can do, because college students are really just trying to get a foot out there, and so they are willing to just do about anything in order to be able to go and somewhere where their career like really is going to sprout. So they will most definitely volunteer and do stuff with the organization. And then corporate partnerships, force partnerships with local businesses and major corporations for funding, resources, and joint initiatives. So I would definitely, it doesn't hurt to try. Definitely go to your local community, local banks, local places where they are going to be willing to be able to participate in your organization and do and help you with what your goal is. And definitely just ask and explain to them and show them the impact. So yeah, and then this is a picture from our summer, and there's many pictures, but I really wanted to focus on the digital marketing part of it. So I didn't really put a lot of, what was going on behind it, but digital marketing part of it was just my whole focus over the summer, because like unfortunately, like I said, we didn't really get to do a lot of those in-person stuff with the kids. But yeah, thank y'all.
Great. Thank you, Leonise. That was wonderful. So many great insights from you and our other two speakers. We have a question in the Q&A box here. So to the speakers that mentioned sponsors, how did you feature the sponsors in your program? What sponsorship levels did you establish? And what were you able to purchase with this? So Peggy, I know you dropped a response in there, and Justine, you might want to add to that as well.
I'm sorry, my what was that question again?
Yeah, sure. To the
Okay.
speakers that mentioned sponsors, how did you feature the sponsors in your program? What sponsorship levels did you establish? And what were you able to purchase with this?
Oh, well, me as a sponsor, this, I mean, definitely gave me some more insight on how to be able to target more areas, get the word out. I love the ideas that she had, being able to help us be able to feed more children and target more areas. Like she said, when social media is definitely the key. Also, I've meant to mention before, like when I'm at some of my events, the big events that we do, a lot of times I will go live and I will let people know that, hey, we're feeding here. If anybody interested in being a site or wanting us to feed your youth, please contact me and I'll give all my information out. So I was able to target a lot of areas that way as well. Social media is definitely the key. And then through the mass text, they got this program now where you can get this mass text. It's like you can have 3,000 people up under that text. And once you text your information, it goes to all of those people. We do a lot of giveaways, like we give away furniture, we give away toys, we give away clothes. So all my people that come out to help us with that and volunteer, I got all their information. So when I send out my mass text, they get that information and they're able to spread the word that, hey, they got a site here, they're doing food here for the kids and it's free. So that's how we're able to target. So I liked the ideas that you had as well. But I wanted to mention about that mass text and also about at those sites when you got events going on, getting out there and go live and let them see the meals that you're giving out. Let them get the information so that they can contact you to let you know, hey, I need you to come and feed the children at my event. So.
And I want to add, a lot of times people don't realize the bank and your utilities, they get so much money, just like we get state fund money for, they get so much money to use in their community. And so tap on that,
Right.
reach out to, I was just shocked. They're like, oh yeah, we have so much money that that's given back to us that we're supposed to use for your community. And that is a great way. So yes, always reach out to people, even if you think all they can do is say no or don't respond to you. I've had very few people ever tell me no if you say that it's for kids or for the program. So usually they will volunteer, but a lot of times they can't be there in person if you're having to kick off something, but they can financially support you.
I would also say that going to small businesses, because that not only does it help the organization, but it helps them put a face out there. So it's kind of like a mutual relationship. And they definitely benefit from sharing resources with No Kid Hungry and other kid related organizations, because it helps them put their face on the market as well. So definitely going to your local small businesses, because that is really going to be where you could really give them an outlook of, hey, this is how we can benefit and this is how you can benefit. And yeah.
Great, thank you. I know, Peggy, you dropped in here that you feature sponsors on radio that is live and free because you use your local radio station. We also put the sponsor's logo on your flyers and banners that you use.
And even t-shirts. We're doing that this year, is that we're putting the names, and they would give you the card. I mean, a lot of times realtors gives us a card, so forth, and we take that same logo and just put it onto a shirt and flyers and any banners, because that's used our somewhere. So that reaches a lot of people.
Also, when my staff is going out to actually transport the meals, or if they're site supervisors, we have t-shirts for them that they wear as well. And then all of us wear our staff shirts that says food service program. And then people be like, oh, y'all do food. And then we get to tell them about what we do. And the next thing you know, we're getting a phone call. Hey, can you feed us, or can you feed the children? So, and another way through the our city officials, like a lot of events that they do, they'll actually, I'll talk to them and they know what I do. So they'll mention about my sites and my food service program as well. They also will come and sometimes give out meals. We had one of our city council women was there giving out the meals for the children to grab and go. We got a picture of her giving out the meals, and she was so excited too, because she seen the kids smiling and they were happy about it. So she was like, let me know when I can come out again. So and police officers, we had some of our police officers there and they were giving out meals. So just trying to get the community involved and just letting them know, hey, get the word out. Like I have all my staff, they actually text everybody, and they text. They also go on their social media page and get the word out. So we try to spread it to the community and get them out here. And also the Coordinating Food Policy Council, they also do a lot of advertising for us as well. So.
Great. We have another question in there. I know, Peggy, you kind of responded to that one, but I'll put it out there for Justine as well. Who is making, assembling the meals? Are these school lunch program employees or others?
Well, I have partnered with some of my vendors, some of the vendors here, the local businesses here, like Lucky's Food. He does some of my sandwiches. I partner with Little Caesar. Little Caesar does the pizza for us. I partner with Subways. They do Subways for us. So I try to partner with my local businesses here in the community as well. Our meals are prepped and prepped here at my site. I have kitchen staff they're all certified, and they actually work with the food service at the school district. So they come and work with me in the summertime. So
Nice.
that's how we get our meals out. Or get
And
meals
Leonise,
together.
you were kind of highlighting some of this behind the
Yeah,
scenes work. So you had building these,
right.
right?
Yes. So what Burke County does is that actually at the end of the year, the school year, towards like a week or two before school ends, we put out a big job opportunity for all residents. And we mainly get a lot of high school students that, are done with school. And so they want to come and work. And so we get a lot of high school the employees that don't really work over the summer, like the cafeteria workers and stuff like that. We get a lot of people from the community itself and we recruit them, and then we have a training. So we have like a whole day where we just do a lot of training. And then because they've been doing that program for so long, it's kind of like they have it set and it's just it just smooth. It it flows really smooth for about, I think after the first week is whenever it starts flowing really smooth, because the first week is kind of hectic. We just kind of, trying to get everything together. I mean, I think it's 80 employees working together in two different schools, and the bus drivers and everybody. And I mean, it's over 200 people, like way like over 200, 500 people in Burke County that we were trying to distribute those boxes to. So Burke County is definitely a big county in a rural area, so it's a lot of work, but people will come and work for you. They really will. If you tell them the cost, and fortunately you give them like compensation, they will definitely come and work for you over the summer.
Mhm. We had a lot of our high school kids working as well. I have a task program through DJJ, and we started a workforce program for our food service program in the summer. So we actually train our teenagers, the ones that are interested in working for the summer, and we train them about the food service program. They actually get to take the little food safety test. So they're excited about that. They take the little food safety test and get their little certificate, and they actually get to work with the food service program. They help pack, they'll help load. So they get to learn about the components that we have to send out. And if all those components are not there, those meals are disallowed. So if they're disallowed, then that means I can't pay you. So they get to learn all that good stuff. And then we also, this year, it's a program called CCAP, and it's for seniors. And I'm excited about that because I had a lot of seniors that wanted to come out and help us as well. They're able to make it's minimum wage, but if they got disability, if they receive disability or Social Security, they can find out how much they can make. And they're able to work $7.25 an hour, which is not a whole lot, but they get to learn skills, they get to learn about the program, and they're able to help bag up the food. So we're able to hire them. So I'm excited about that. I have about 7 people came out, and they're excited because they're going to be working with us this summer to help get the meals out. Yes.
All right, great. And thank you everyone for all these great insights and sharing with all of those with everyone. We're at time. I just wanted to say once again, thank you to everyone who was all of our speakers, our panelists, and everyone who attended. My information is there just in case you want to reach out to me, and we'll have all of our speakers' information available as well. So if you would like to connect with them afterwards, just let us know and we'll get their information over to you. So thank you, everyone. Have a good day.